guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are a little late to the party with this one, Mikey.
Yeah.
Ping have a brand new fairway wood that we spoke about many times since the G430 range was released, and the drivers came out at the same time, the SFT, the Max, and obviously the LST version. And there was one missing product from the lineup, and that was the 3-wood in the LST range, something that we've liked in previous models, but it definitely took a little bit longer to join the family.
Yeah, it came out a little later. I think they were, struggling to get parts, and they were testing a lot on tour. But so far, so good. I know I've worked with it with a couple clients, and I like what I see.
I haven't honestly had my hands on it yet. I haven't had a chance to get it in anyone's hands. I haven't had a chance to hit it yet.
This will be good.
Well, you told me, I think, when I was away back in on Scotland vacation that they had arrived. So I'm very keen to try it. I mean, there's some interesting things with the fairway wood, not least the price tag. Yeah,
but I mean, if it works, buy it.
You can't even say that with a straight face. The standard head retails, Mikey, the Max head retails here in Canada at let me just get it here, 514, I believe, 520.
520, yeah.
The LST model retails at almost $300 more.
But if it works,
that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of dough.
It's a lot of dough.
And there's a few 3-woods out there that are similar to design.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's the right place to go next, is what's different, what makes it worth the extra money. Obviously, materials-wise, it's a titanium face, carbon fly top.
Yep.
It basically has the same sort of construction as the Max, except obviously using titanium to relocate more weight where it's needed.
Obviously because of that 80-gram plate down below. Yeah,
we have this 80-gram plate. We have some sole plate. We have some rearward weight. Obviously tune sleeve. Lots of parts of it that we've come to know from the Ping fairway woods. But it's a head scratcher for me, this price tag. It really is.
Yeah, it is expensive. So we'll test it against the Max and see what works best for you.
Yeah, definitely worth doing. I mean, like you said there, it's not the first time a titanium-headed, carbon-topped, 80-gram weight in the sole plate 3-wood has came out.
Totally.
Sim was kind of the first of that kind. But it came to market at $499.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Cheap.
I mean, I'm still scratching my head. That's why. It's honestly got me pretty confused as to how it can be that much better.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to see. We're going to test it today with a Ventus Blue shaft.
Yep.
Shaft that in our store retails for a little under $500 Canadian. You've got a head that's at $810.
It's expensive.
Stick a grip on it, pure the shaft. I mean, put some tax on there for the lovely people in Ottawa.
Yeah.
You've got, what's a almost $1,600 fairway wood that you might hit 3-4 times around.
It's a lot of dough.
It's a big ass.
But also, when you find the fairway wood that you love, it could be in your bag for 5+ years.
It could be. Well, you sound more convinced than me, so let's put it to the test. Let's go Max first.
Okay.
All right, Mikey. So, Ping fairway woods in general. Something you pull a lot of when it's in amongst the mix of other brands that we have in the drawers here?
When I'm fitting with them, I find it a tough time. Not a tough time working with Ping, it's just this very specific clientele.
Yeah.
If I'm fitting you into a Ping fairway wood, it's gonna be SFT. I don't pull a lot of Max. Now, a couple weeks ago, I pulled the LST and it worked perfectly for the customer versus the other ones that I pulled.
What was their take on price? Didn't have an issue.
They didn't look at the quote yet. They were in for it. They were looking for something that found a fairway but went a little bit further than their current 3-wood. It went pretty high for them, and it was no issues. My kind of client.
Yeah, everyone's kind of ideal client. All right, well let's do some early testing with the Max. Not the worst flight, Mikey, but I necked it.
Okay. Now your bag changes so often. You ever played Ping fairway wood?
No, never appealed to me. Very shallow in the face. Has never really been something I liked. G400 was for me not a great range. 410 was better.
Yeah.
425 got really good, and I actually really liked G430. I'm a bit like you though. It's very player specific. I'll tend to give it more to players with less speed.
Yeah.
Higher swing speed players, I don't tend to give it to an awful lot.
Same.
But I really like the ping tuning sleeve. So if I need a flat fairway wood, for whatever reason, you know, I tend to lean on this one as well.
Yeah, yeah. I like the tech in the face too, that spinsistency. I mean,
Yeah.
you get people who do kind of miss it a touch, it stays in the air for you.
Look at that one.
Yeah.
7 millimeters low, 15 in the heel, and it spins at just under 37 with good ball speed. I mean, that's not a good strike.
No, but you got away with it.
Totally.
It sounded a bit better.
They're all in the same spot. They're all midway up the head, slightly heely. Not bad. Pretty safe place to hit it in the golf course.
Good swing.
Same. Try and give you a center strike at one of these swings.
There it is. Good swing.
Closer.
Yep.
One of the closest ones, a good one so far.
Definitely wants to turn over on you a bit more.
Okay, so immediately, yeah, you notice a little bit smaller profile.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Very
think that,
clean.
that head shape looks fantastic. Yeah, very keen to see what the numbers are. Looks stronger.
Okay.
Looks about a degree stronger in loft to me. Probably the first one I felt pretty decent about.
Yeah. The first strike wasn't awful, just
Wasn't
a little
awful.
tuggy. Good swing.
Yeah.
Definitely a more muted sound. I like it. Really good.
It's more in my wheelhouse, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, strike's so much tidier.
So much.
Automatic with this thing. New 3-wood in the bag?
Well, I mean, like you said, how much is someone going to care about price tag when they stand up and hit it so differently from the first one?
Yeah, I mean, that handful of shots was perfect.
Yeah.
So back to the Max, Fraz, the LST, thoughts on kind of feel and sound right out of the gates?
The LST to me feels quite a bit more solid.
Right, okay.
Without a doubt. I think the pitch is a little bit quieter. For a titanium product, the first thing you think of is it going to be pitchy. You're going to get that kind of ting because a stronger material generally is thinner in order to try and get a little bit more flexibility from the frame. But again, when you pair that with the carbon, though, you tend to get quite a nice result. Very impressive for me.
Interesting. And the smaller footprint,
like
you feel like you can maybe work the ball a bit more?
This just looks like it's got more loft.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bigger footprint. I just feel like this is going to be something that a flight up in the air. The other one feels very, very friendly.
Interesting.
But I think that's where the 80-gram sole plate comes in, that the CG is very, very low and deep, so you can launch it nice and easy.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's pretty decent as well.
Yeah.
I just struggle with this one for some reason more.
It's like when you try to, not manipulate the shot, but it doesn't give you your ability to just kind of work the ball you want. It definitely wants to turn over more on you.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I'm getting the strike a little more centered now.
Yeah, yeah.
Ball speed's kind of creeping up a touch.
That's really good.
Like this one's got gears in it, Mikey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is, this could be a mini driver for some people. And that's carry, 261, 2,900 spin. So
Still retained a lot of spin.
Yeah, and your peak height definitely is a lot lower than, not a lot, but it's like 8 or 9-ish feet lower than the Max.
Yeah, want it to hit a little bit more of one, a flight down a touch more.
Yeah, that should be a bit lower.
Didn't mind
one.
that.
You definitely look like you can hit more of the shot you're looking for with this one versus the Max.
Yeah. I don't know, something just is very in sync with this one that just is not quite there with the Max.
Yeah. You keep diming this one out of the middle.
Yeah.
New 3-wood.
Expensive taste, that's what it is, I
Yeah,
think.
that's all right. New 3-wood in the bag.
Yeah, like I'm kind of having a bit of a rip at that.
Yeah.
And it's behaving itself so nicely.
It's impressive. Very, very nice. It sounds, from back here, it sounds great.
Yeah. Centeredness of contact
Perfect.
really comes down to that's completely different. All right, let's take a peek at the numbers.
Okay.
All right, Mikey. It was very evident during the test to me that the LST was better.
Yeah.
But when you kind of shake it out here, 2 miles an hour ball speed, same launch, spin is a fraction lower with the LST, 8 miles an hour, 8 yards more carry. Does that struggle to tell the story? What do you think?
There was a couple, I mean, obviously these are the averages. There was a couple there that you could go after more with the LST, and you were carrying it like 260.
Yeah.
And the Max didn't have that in the bag at all. Like, it had a little bit more leftward bias for you. I don't think you could get after the Max as much as you can LST.
Club head speed was about a mile an hour difference. Even with the faster speed, the LST was more efficient. So the titanium head's converting more.
Yeah.
Largely because of that strike is right in the heel versus the early ones were a little bit necky.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Launch, I actually thought that the LST was launching up a little bit higher, but it really wasn't.
No.
Not much in that at all. So the flatter land angle is a consequence of the less spin.
Your peak height from the chart was only a couple feet less. 3 or 4 feet. So again, for a player like yourself who likes to, know the shot and hit a certain shot they're playing with the 3-wood, I mean, I'd put LST in your bag all day long.
Yeah, I would say this muddies the waters for me a little bit because in the test it was very conclusive what I would use. Like, no doubt about it, I'd be LST all day long.
Yeah.
Would never second guess or question myself. When I look at the numbers and I think to the price difference, I go, well, what's the average customer going to say?
Yeah.
Are they going to see extra value in 8 yards? A lot of you are going to say no, and a lot of you will say, absolutely, just make it the best it can be.
Totally.
And that's the way I'd be looking at it. I mean, there was just way more of what I'm looking for out the LST. I do not want a 3-wood that spins it just under 4,000.
No.
I'm not looking for that. I like the consistency of the launch and spin on both. I thought it was close, but this had a gear that the Max did not.
Yeah,
the LST had
you
a
could
gear.
get after it a bit more, and you're not losing, any consistency of strike or anything like that. And again, with the help of consistency in the 430 LST, it was impressive.
Right. Well, I think the story comes down to you've got a Formula One version in the LST, and then you've got a sort of an everyman's very functional day-to-day product that gets you from A to B in a lovely way, and it's priced in keeping with everything else in the marketplace. Lots of adjustability with the sleeve, etc. But for that extra layer of performance, for that extra gear when you need it, if that's the type of player you are, you're trying to maximize your potential. Yeah, I think you're looking beyond the price to the LST, going, yep, give me a bit of that.
Totally. Yeah, it's a niche product, but there's someone out there that it's going to work for.
Yeah. I think what would be cool with this test is people will still be asking, well, how does it compare to Stealth? It's got no longer an 80-gram plate, it's a 50-gram plate, but it slides in and out, gives you lots of versatility with the spin tail, and they claim 400 RPMs. I'd love to see these two head-to-head and see how it is, because TaylorMade are still, what,
549,
539, somewhere around about that. They haven't breached the $600 mark, and Ping have breached the $800 mark.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. So if this is better than its family member, its sibling in the Max, if the LSD is better than the Max, how does it stack up in terms of the field?
Yeah.
That's
You've
what
got
I'm curious about.
TSR 2+, Stealth Plus, Stealth
Yep.
2 Plus, this. I mean, you can definitely put it against some people.
The question mark to me is this in the conversation for best fairway woods ever made? I'm curious. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'd love to get actually an original sim. That's the one I'm probably most interested in seeing.
Yeah, it was a good fairway wood.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Okay, guys, stay tuned. We're definitely going to, pit those two head to head and show you guys. Because the reality of it, if you can pick up a sim or a sim 2 with an 80-gram plate in there, and you've got a titanium face, carbon top, and you can pick that up in the second-hand market, even if it's lightly used for $300, and you see a $500 difference. Not trying to talk anyone out of doing it, but if you start to talk about, well, it's more than double, but the performance really isn't that much different, you might have a hard time.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
We shall see. Okay, stay tuned for that secondary test where we put the LST against a similar sort of design, similar sort of comparable face, body, and sole design. I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.